Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one truth we cannot escape, it's this: your thoughts are not just whispers in your head, they are the architects of your destiny. Napoleon Hill once said, "What you think about, you bring about." That's not philosophy. That's not theory. That's karma in action. Every thought is like a boomerang. You throw it out into the world, and sooner or later, it finds its way back to you. Let's break this down into 7 powerful keys to understand how the karma of thoughts shapes your destiny. Your mind is like a fertile field. Every single thought you think is a seed, and whether you realize it or not, you're planting something every single moment of your life. Some people say, "But I didn't think of anything today." Oh, trust me, you did. Even that random thought about pizza at 2 a.m. Yep, that's a seed too, just maybe not the one you want growing on your waistline. Now here's the truth: seeds don't discriminate. If you plant roses, you'll get roses. If you plant weeds, you'll get weeds. And if you plant nothing at all, weeds will still grow, because the soil of your mind is always active. That's why Napoleon Hill warned us, guard your thoughts carefully, because they are the first stage of destiny. Think about it. Every invention, every success, every empire started as a single thought. Thomas Edison didn't wake up one morning and trip over a light bulb. It started as a thought. What if I could create light without fire? That seed, nurtured with persistence, grew into something that changed the world. But let's flip the coin. If your thoughts are mostly fear-based, "I can't do this. I'll never succeed. What will people say?" You're planting weeds in your garden. And weeds don't need much care, they grow wild and fast. Before you know it, your mental garden looks like a haunted jungle. Then you sit there wondering, why does life feel so heavy? My friend, it's not life. It's your weeds choking your roses. Here's the fun part. Your mind doesn't argue with you. If you say, "I'm a failure," your brain doesn't respond with, "Excuse me, that's factually incorrect." Nope. It quietly agrees and gets to work proving you right. But if you say, "I'm capable, I'm learning, I'm unstoppable," your brain goes, "Okay, boss. Let's look for proof of that." That's the karma of thoughts. The seeds you plant are the fruits you taste tomorrow. So ask yourself right now, what seeds have you been planting lately? Are they seeds of growth, courage, creativity, or are they seeds of doubt, fear, and procrastination? Because whether you like it or not, those seeds will grow. Key tune. The law of mental magnetism: your mind is not just a garden. It's also a magnet. And here's the thing: it doesn't attract what you want, it attracts what you are. That's the law of mental magnetism. If your dominant thoughts are positive, full of vision and belief, you'll pull opportunities, people, and situations into your life that match those frequencies. But if your mind is constantly vibrating with fear, doubt, and negativity, guess what? You'll attract more reasons to feel afraid, doubtful, and negative. Imagine you walk into a room and say, "Today is terrible, nothing works out for me." Within 10 minutes, you'll bump into someone complaining about their job, the traffic, or the weather. Why? Because your energy pulled you straight into the complainer's corner. On the other hand, if you walk in with an attitude of confidence and possibility, suddenly people with ideas, encouragement, and good vibes gravitate toward you. It's not magic, it's magnetism. Napoleon Hill said it best: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But here's the hidden part. Your thoughts act like radio signals. If you're broadcasting fear on FM 101, don't expect success, happiness, or opportunities to show up on your frequency. You're not tuned in. It's like trying to listen to Beyoncé while stuck on a static-filled news channel. The music exists, but you're not on the right wavelength. Let's add some fun here. Ever noticed how when you're thinking about buying a new car, suddenly you see that car everywhere? You're not being stalked by Toyota or BMWs. They didn't just release 10,000 cars overnight to follow you around. Your attention and energy tuned in, and suddenly your brain magnetized those cars into your awareness. Life works exactly like that. Now here's the kicker: if you walk around thinking, "I'll never succeed," your brain starts scanning the environment for proof of failure. If you walk around thinking, "I always find a way," your brain scans for solutions. Both magnetize realities, but only one leads you to destiny. So the real question is, what frequency are you broadcasting to the world? Are you sending out static, or are you sending out a clear, powerful signal of success, faith, and unstoppable belief? Because the law of mental magnetism guarantees this. Whatever you send out, you will pull right back in. Key 30: karma in action. Your thoughts become habits. Here's the truth most people ignore: a thought repeated enough times becomes a habit. And habits, my friend, are the invisible steering wheels of your life. They guide your daily actions, your reactions, your routines, and eventually they shape your destiny. Think about it. One single thought, "I'll work out tomorrow," if repeated daily, becomes the habit of procrastination. Suddenly, tomorrow turns into next week, then next year, and before you know it, the only workout you've done is carrying groceries from your car to the fridge. On the flip side, if the thought is, "I'll take care of my body, even if it's just 10 minutes today," and you repeat it long enough, it becomes the habit of discipline. That's the karma of thoughts in action. Your mind whispers, your actions follow, and your habits decide your future. Napoleon Hill often reminded us, you don't decide your future, you decide your habits, and your habits decide your future. That's why protecting your thoughts is not just a feel-good idea, it's practical life engineering. If you feed your mind thoughts of laziness, victimhood, or fear, you'll unconsciously design habits that waste your potential. But if you feed your mind thoughts of growth, courage, and purpose, you'll create habits that lift you higher than you ever dreamed possible. Let me put it in a fun way. Imagine your life is like Netflix. Every thought you have is a click. Keep clicking on crime dramas, and Netflix will keep recommending more crime dramas. Before long, you'll think the whole world is about crime. But if you start clicking on documentaries about success, travel, and human achievement, Netflix begins filling your list with inspiration. The same thing happens in your brain. Your repeated thoughts create a playlist of habits, and that playlist runs your life. And here's the wild part: most people are running on autopilot. They're not even aware of the habits that control them. Wake up, scroll, complain, repeat. Same cycle, same results. They wonder, why doesn't my life change? The answer is simple: because their thoughts haven't changed, their habits haven't changed. They're trying to drive to a new destination while keeping the car in the same lane. So, karma in action is this: every repeated thought is a brick, every brick builds a habit, and every habit builds the house you live in. The real question is, are you building a palace or a prison? Key 4E. Positive thoughts create positive energy. Energy is contagious. We've all felt it. Walk into a room where everyone is stressed, angry, or gossiping, and suddenly, you feel your own mood dip, even if you were fine a minute ago. But walk into a room where people are laughing, supporting each other, or brainstorming ideas, and boom, your energy rises instantly. That's because thoughts don't just live in your head. They radiate outward like invisible Wi-Fi signals. Here's the kicker: positive thoughts don't just make you feel good, they make you magnetic. When you hold thoughts of confidence, gratitude, and possibility, you literally become the kind of person others want to be around. Why? Because people are drawn to energy that uplifts them. Nobody says, "I can't wait to spend the afternoon with someone who complains non-stop." No, we're all searching for the spark, the vibe, the person who makes us feel alive. Think of it like your favorite playlist. Positive thoughts are those upbeat songs that make you dance even while washing dishes. Negative thoughts, that's like listening to a sad violin track on repeat while trying to hype yourself up for the gym. Good luck with that. Napoleon Hill knew this secret: when you think positively, you're not just practicing optimism. You're fueling your subconscious mind with power. You're telling it, "I'm ready for opportunities. I'm ready for solutions. I'm ready for growth." And your subconscious responds by working overtime to align your actions with those possibilities. It's like having a hidden assistant inside you, hustling 24/7 to deliver results that match your mindset. Let's add some humor here. Ever met someone who starts the day saying, Mondays are the worst. By 10 a.m., their coffee spilled, their boss is upset, and their Wi-Fi crashed. Coincidence? Maybe. But it's almost as if the universe said, "Oh, you ordered a bad Monday. Here's the deluxe package." On the other hand, the person who wakes up saying, "Today is going to surprise me with something good," often finds a reason to smile, a compliment, a new idea, or even just their coffee tasting extra perfect. Positive thoughts are like charging your internal battery. They don't mean bad things won't happen. They mean you'll have the energy, creativity, and resilience to deal with them. A flat tire on a bad day feels like the universe hates you. A flat tire on a good day, you just laugh, call for help, maybe take a silly selfie and move on. Same event, different energy. So here's the truth. The karma of your thoughts is not just shaping your destiny in the long term. It's shaping your daily energy right now. And if you want to create a life full of light, strength, and progress, it starts with choosing thoughts that fuel your spirit, not drain it. Kififi, the ripple effect. Your thoughts influence others. Here's a truth we often forget. Your thoughts don't just live inside you, they spill over into the world. Just like dropping a stone into a pond creates ripples that reach the farthest edges, your inner world creates waves that affect everyone you meet. Think about it. When you're in a bad mood, you don't even have to say a word. People feel it. Your face tightens, your tone sharpens. Your energy shrinks the room. Suddenly, even the dog is hiding under the couch. But when you're in a good mood, light, joyful, full of gratitude, people can't help but respond. They laugh easier, they relax, and they open up. That's not magic, that's the ripple effect of your thoughts in motion. Napoleon Hill often said that thoughts are things, living, breathing forces. And when you project them, they attract similar vibrations. Meaning, your thoughts don't just shape your destiny. They shape the destinies of those around you. If you're constantly thinking in terms of growth, solutions, and possibilities, you're not just lifting yourself. You're lifting your family, your team, your community. But if your thoughts are stuck in fear, anger, or blame, that ripple poisons the environment around you. Let me give you a fun analogy. Think of yourself as a Wi-Fi router. Whatever signal of thoughts you're running on, everyone around you is forced to connect to it. If your thoughts are negative, your Wi-Fi is weak and everyone complains. Oh, nothing's loading, everything's slow. But if your thoughts are positive and empowered, suddenly people are downloading good vibes at lightning speed. You become the hotspot everyone wants to stay connected to. And here's the part that should excite you. You may not realize how much power you already have. A single smile, born from a positive thought, can change someone's entire day. A single encouraging word can shift someone's mindset from quitting to trying again. A single vision, shared with conviction, can inspire a whole team to chase greatness. That's the ripple effect, small inner shifts creating massive outer impact. Now, here's where karma plays its game. The energy you give out, through your thoughts, words, and presence, circles back. Think of a leader who constantly uplifts their people. Over time, that leader is surrounded by loyalty, creativity, and support. On the flip side, think of someone who spreads negativity. Over time, they find themselves alone, avoided, and drained. Life is simply reflecting back the ripples they send out. The funniest part, even strangers feel it. Ever been around someone who walks into the room, and you don't even know them, but instantly you feel lighter, like sunshine just entered? Or the opposite, the person whose energy makes you check your watch, wondering how fast you can leave. That's not coincidence. That's the ripple effect in real time. So remember, you're not just thinking for yourself. You're programming the atmosphere. Your thoughts are shaping your relationships, your opportunities, and even the way others see their own potential. Key 60 self-discipline in thought. Controlling the karma you create. Here's the truth most people ignore. Your thoughts are like wild horses. If you don't hold the reins, they'll drag you into chaos. One moment you're thinking about your goals, and the next your brain is replaying a 5-year-old embarrassing memory at 2 a.m. Sound familiar? That's what happens when we let the mind run without discipline. Napoleon Hill believed that self-discipline in thought is the highest form of self-mastery. Why? Because everything begins in the mind. Your actions, your habits, your relationships, even your destiny, are all born from the seed of a single thought. If you don't control that seed, weeds will grow. And weeds don't just stay in one corner, they spread. Now, let's be honest. Controlling thoughts doesn't mean you'll never feel fear, anger, or self-doubt again. You're human, not a robot. The real mastery is noticing those negative thoughts when they appear and saying, I see you, but you don't get to drive this car. It's like being the bouncer at the nightclub of your mind. Some thoughts show up without an invitation. Your job is to decide who gets in and who gets thrown out. Here's a funny example. Imagine if every thought you had popped up on a giant billboard above your head. Embarrassing, right? You wouldn't want the world to see, I hate Mondays, or maybe I'll just procrastinate until tomorrow. You'd suddenly become very careful about what you allow in your mental space. That's the power of discipline. Choosing thoughts that uplift you instead of expose you. Think about athletes, musicians, or entrepreneurs. The ones at the top aren't just disciplined in practice. They're disciplined in thought. Before they perform, they don't say, I'll probably mess this up. They say, I've got this. I'm ready. This is my moment. That inner control is what shapes their outer success. The karma of their disciplined thinking rewards them with confidence, focus, and resilience. And here's where it gets practical. You can train your thoughts just like muscles. Every time you replace a negative thought with a positive one, you're doing a mental push-up. Every time you redirect your mind from worry to action, you're lifting the weight of discipline. Over time, your mental gym builds strength, and it becomes natural to think in empowering ways. The fun part: once you start practicing, people will notice. They'll ask, "Why do you always seem calm when everything's falling apart?" Or, "How do you stay motivated when things are tough?" And you'll know the secret. It's not that life stopped throwing challenges. It's that you stopped letting undisciplined thoughts control your reaction. The karma of thought discipline is this: what you allow in your mind determines what you attract in your life. Chaos in the mind creates chaos in reality. Order in the mind creates order in destiny. Key 70. Gratitude and vision. Planting the seeds of positive karma. If your thoughts are the seeds of karma, then gratitude and vision are the water and sunlight that make those seeds grow. Without them, your dreams remain dry, lifeless, and buried under the soil of daily struggle. But when you practice gratitude for what you already have and vision for what you want to create, you're essentially telling the universe, "I'm ready. I'm fertile ground. Plant greatness here." A gratitude is powerful because it shifts your focus. Most people live in lack mode, always thinking about what they don't have. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have the right connections. The problem: what you focus on expands. If you focus on lack, life will give you more of it. But when you focus on gratitude, even for the small things, you tell your subconscious, "I live in abundance." And abundance attracts abundance. Think about it: waking up and saying, "I'm thankful for this bed, this breath, this chance to try again today," sets an entirely different tone than waking up groaning, "Look, another day of problems." One is like charging your soul with fresh energy. The other is like pouring coffee on your keyboard and wondering why nothing works. Now let's add vision to the mix. Gratitude keeps you rooted, but vision pulls you forward. Napoleon Hill taught us the magic of having a clear, definite purpose. It's not enough to just want success. You need to see it, feel it, imagine it so vividly that your mind starts believing it's already yours. That's not fantasy, it's mental programming. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It simply reacts to the pictures you feed it. Here's where the fun part comes in. Most people use their imagination to rehearse disasters. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if I embarrass myself? That's like downloading a virus into your own computer. But you can flip that script. Instead of rehearsing failure, rehearse success. See yourself walking confidently into that interview. Imagine your business thriving. Picture yourself speaking on stage while the crowd cheers. The more you do it, the more natural it feels. And when gratitude and vision work together, they create a cycle of positive karma. Gratitude says, "I appreciate what I have now." Vision says, "I see what's possible next." Together, they send a signal of balance your content, but not complacent. You're thankful, but still striving. That energy makes life open doors where before you only saw walls. Here's a light example. Think of your mind as a GPS. Gratitude is like acknowledging, "Yes, I'm here. I know where I'm starting from." Vision is entering the destination. "This is where I'm going." Without gratitude, you don't even know your starting point. Without vision, you're just driving in circles, wasting gas. But combine them, and suddenly your path becomes clear, and every turn feels guided. So remember this: gratitude keeps you humble, vision keeps you hungry. One grounds you, the other elevates you. And together, they shape the karma of your thoughts into a destiny worth living. So, my friend, if you take one truth from this entire journey, let it be this: your thoughts are not just passing clouds. They are blueprints of your future. Every idea, every belief, every little self-talk you allow into your mind is planting the seeds of your tomorrow. The karma of your thoughts is not about luck, nor is it about fate. It is about responsibility. You are responsible for the energy you carry, the perspective you choose, and the mental patterns you allow to repeat. And here's the most empowering part. If you don't like the story your mind is telling, you have the power to rewrite it. Think better. Dream bolder. Laugh more. Replace fear with faith, doubt with vision, and complaints with gratitude. Train your thoughts as if they are loyal soldiers, because once your mind aligns with your purpose, the world has no choice but to align with you. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." The karma of your thoughts is living proof of that. What you plant today, you will harvest tomorrow. So choose carefully, think wisely, and above all, never forget your destiny is not written in the stars, it's written in your mind.